Okay, so today we have Jaxx. We've really enjoyed having him in our program. He's going to go home tomorrow, and we have sure enjoyed him. So we're going to go over some of the things that are going to help you as you're going forward, as you're moving forward. We'll talk about some of those things. So Jaxx has been really, really good here. Some things that you might struggle with going forward is going to be like his recall when there's distractions around. So he has a really nice recall, but if there's a whole bunch of dogs playing, or especially if he thinks he's in trouble, then he's going to have a really hard time coming to you. And he'll go 10 foot within you, and then he'll be like, just not confident enough to come more forward. And so what I do in that instance is I just walk to him, I pet him, and I pick him up, kind of loop my fingers in the collar, pick him up, and bring him towards me. And then I pet him really good whenever he's with me, because I want him to know that whenever he's with me is whenever there's going to be the least amount of pressure, and that as long as he's with me, he can't do anything wrong. So that's going to be on his off-leash recall. His off-leash skills are really pretty good. He has a really good hear and sit. Anytime that he comes to me or I call him to me, as he's coming to me, I'm going to tell him to sit, so that he knows what to do. A lot of dogs don't know what to do when they're approaching you, and so their first instinct is to jump on you to get the attention that they're looking for. And he was the same way whenever he came in. So whenever he's running to me, I say, Jaxx here, and he comes running to me, and then as he's like 4 or 5 foot away, I'm going to put my hand out and say, Jaxx, sit. And he's going to sit, and then I'm going to pet him really good. And that's just telling him what to do. So if you find yourself struggling at home, and like if he's wanting to jump on you or something, he doesn't jump on me anymore, but whenever he goes home, he's going to try to get back into the same old swing of things. So tell him to sit with your hand out like this, and that blocks your body from him. It's an unwelcoming body, and say, sit, and he should sit. And then you can pet on him and let him know that he did good. We've also worked on weight in and out of doors, and just overall manners and handling skills and stuff like that. The flies are eating me up, Jaxx. So we're going to go over some things. He has a whole correction system that we have shaped and that we still use. His verbal correction, which is going to be at. So whenever he thinks about doing something wrong, then you're going to say at. And the severity of it can be to the severity of the things that he's doing. So, say he sniffs of your trash can. That's a bad idea. Okay? And then he goes ahead and he puts his nose on his trash can. And then that's going to get his attention. See how he stopped? He's like, I didn't do anything wrong. So that's going to be the severity of it. So you can change it with the level that he's at. And then whenever he goes ahead and he gets in the trash can, then what you do is you come to him, and you just give him a little bump with the back of your hand at his shoulder and say, hey, that's not right. I told you not to do that. You can point at him, and you see how he puts his ears back and he looks away from me? He's really saying that's a lot of pressure. So he doesn't understand any of those corrections right now, but if he's really bad, you can grab his nose like this and really point on him, and that puts all kinds of mental pressure on him, especially whenever you're talking down to him and telling him that he's a bad boy. And that's about as far as what our corrections go. So he is a very light dog. He tries very hard to do well. Like I said, he does get distracted sometimes, but that should be expected. But overall, he's a really good dog. He really tries hard to please, and he does great. So we are going to start talking about his corrections and how to help him. So a leash bump is going to be like this. Bump, bump. Okay? Try to kind of put it in your fingers, and it doesn't have to be so rigid, but it can be really quick like that. The most important part is that you give him back the slack. So say you're walking him, and he gets out on the end of his leash. You always want his leash to have slack in it. Okay, you want him to be comfortable walking right beside you. If you're holding his leash tight like this the whole time, then he's going to get to where he pulls against you. You definitely don't want that. And so whenever you're walking him and he gets towards the end, you're going to bump him back towards you. You see how he starts looking to be towards me? It kind of overdoes it because I'm giving him a hard correction there. Okay, so when you're walking, you're going to be just like this. And he should stay by your leg on his So I bumped him back to me. I also used my verbal correction and said, hey, I want you to stay right here with me. And that's what I was looking for. But he has a really nice walk, and this is how he should walk with you too. If you have issues, please let me know because we can work on it. Okay, so Good boy. So he showed off his automatic sit there. Whenever you stop, he should automatically sit. If he doesn't sit, kind of the same correction. So you're going to bump him back towards his tail, and that's going to get him to sit. So I'm going to walk away and walk back to the camera and just use the bump and show you how that works. Okay. Good. And I just had to barely tug him. I didn't have to do much there. So he's already expecting it. So that's going to be your sit correction. Of course, you can always say the word sit, and I still use the word quite a bit, but he should have it automatically that when you stop, he should go ahead and sit. Like when you're in town, at the park and stuff like that, he should do that. Okay, so then we're going to have the down command here. Good boy. So whenever you lay him down, Jaxx down. Good boy. So that's his command, his down command. So usually he should sit automatically, and whenever I lay him down, then I have to tell him to down. Another one place that he downs automatically is going to be like whenever you say stay. So whenever you say stay and walk away, then he's going to go ahead and down, and that's just him saying, okay, well, I'm going to be here for a minute. I'm going to get comfortable. I do not make the dogs stay in a sit. I want them to be as comfortable as possible. So let me show you the correction for down. Okay, here. We have a good distraction here. Hey, hey. Oh, he says I don't like him. Hey, no, no. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to put him up here. Up. Good boy. I'm going to say stay. So whenever I stay, I'm going to draw my hands and I'm going to walk away. And then I should be able to walk around wherever I want to, and he should just stay right there. Good boy. Stay. If he goes to get off, I'm going to correct him. I'm going to say, stay, and then continue on again. Okay, so let's go back to down since the puppies have left. Okay, here. Okay, Jaxx down. Jaxx down. Okay, so there he is. We're going to have him lay down right there. If he wasn't to down on the first or the second try, then what we would do is we would say down. Okay, so he didn't listen. So I'm just going to drop the leash that's in my right hand, and I'm going to tug him down. Down. Perfect. And that's his only correction for down. You can also use your verbal correction, down, and repeat the command, and that'll work too. But that's going to be his down command there. Okay, so for stay, stay. You're going to draw a line and back away. Now, if he was to come to me, then I would just simply take him back to where he was, lay him down again, tell him stay, and then walk away again. And that's what his correction would be. Okay? Oh boy. So here he's going to get up. So I'm going to tell him again, stay. And he goes, oh, well, you mean that we're staying for real this time? And I mean, yeah, we're going to stay for real. So right now he has a physical touch release, which means that I have to physically touch him in order to release him from this position. Okay, so if he was to get up right now, it would be a correction. If he was to get up right now, I would correct him. But as soon as I touch him, good boy, okay, then he can come on up. And you can kind of bump him up sometimes and he'll do good. Our other command, Skeeter, come here. Skeeter, come here. Okay, is going to be our place command. Place. Okay, now it should be so I'm going to correct him there. I'm going to bring him back. Place. Okay, good boy. Okay, so he should be able to get comfortable on that. If you were going to use the place and you wanted a placemat like this, I would get one that's just a little bit bigger. It's just a little bit small for him. We have all kinds of friends tonight. So one thing that's important when you're teaching this is that you say place and you put all 4 paws on the place. So place. Good. Okay, and then you pet him. Okay. And then you come back and you get a little further. Place. And you see how I'm kind of So he came off there. I'm going to correct him. This is all I do. Here. Place. And then he says, oh, you mean that I'm supposed to stay here. So he's doing really very good. Stay. And same rules apply there. Physical touch release, which means I have to touch him in order for him to get off of place. So if I get close to him and kind of draw him off like that, he should stay there. Okay? So we're going to... Okay. Okay. kind of a few of the commands that Jaxx has. The most common commands. We will also, he doesn't like the puppies. You don't like the puppies. We're going to also talk about weight and going in and out of gates and buildings and stuff like that when you come. Here. Up. Go, Blue Boy. Stay. Get him out of the puppy's way. We're also going to talk about like weight and going in and out of doors and stuff like that, making sure that he doesn't get pushy. But we've sure enjoyed having him. He's a really great dog. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach out. I would love to help him go further. And we back up everything. So if you're struggling, please let me know. All right. Well, you have a good night. Thank you.